Awesome. How many of you in this class have heard about DevOps? How many of you have encountered or heard the word DevOps or DevOps engineer or know who is a DevOps engineer or know somebody that say, okay, this person is a DevOps engineer? How many of you? Just let me know. You can unmute yourself, guys. This is
I know AB is a DevOps engineer. Why are you laughing at you?
I heard about DevOps.
Okay. Anybody else?
The president here, one of the president, the president here.
Yeah, me too. I've heard about it.
Okay, that's good. So we got Benu, we got Lincoln, we got George,
Conan here too. I've heard it too.
and Conan, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And I know you too.
Awesome. That is good, guys. So please open your notebook because many of the things I'm going to be saying, you might not be seeing it on this PowerPoint, but you need to be getting down the keywords. All right. Now, if I go back to the slide, we're about to define DevOps. All right. What is DevOps? We're about to define DevOps. So please get your notebook. Let us get into this, guys. Now, DevOps engineering is a discipline, guys. It's not a position. You understand? It's not a title of a position, but it is a culture in software development lifecycle, SDLC. All right. So DevOps is a discipline that combines the SDLC, the software development lifecycle, which is technically called software development, which we call Dev, DEV. And then the guy then in the other area, which we call what? The IT operation, we call them ops. So when you combine our two words together, guys, what do you have there? Can I say that again? So
you got development operations.
Okay, good. You got development operation, right? So when you combine it together, how do you call it?
DevOps.
Okay, you call it DevOps. All right. So that's what I said. DevOps is not a title. It's a culture. It's a discipline that make you undergo the software development life cycle, meaning you live in development and you also live in IT operation. So you are blended. Technically, you are blended. Now, practice to deliver application services more efficiently and at scale, guys. So DevOps is a very prestigious discipline. When you are a DevOps engineer, you are going to be wearing so many hats. I'm speaking from the technical perspective. When I say so many hats, you're going to be putting on your head because DevOps involve not more than or not less than at least 60 to 70 applications that you should know, or software stacks. But do you need to know everything before becoming a DevOps engineer? No. But you need to get the concept of all of those things. We call it the technological stacks. So a DevOps engineer focuses on automating, integrating, streamlining the process between developers and IT team. That's why as a DevOps engineer, we live in development. We're working with developers. Developers are our clients, and IT, they are also our clients. All right? So know how how very important we are. And for you guys that are considered to be prospective engineers, you are very important. And you're going to be playing a very, very important aspect in the life cycle of DevOps. So again, DevOps engineer focuses on automating, integrating, streamlining the process between developers and IT team, so that the software that we're building, right? So that the software that we're building it can be built very, very efficiently and at scales. Because if you just build a software and put on the market, guys, how sure are you that it's not an AI, it's not an LSCC, stuff like that, right? How sure are you that it's not a smart AI? It has to undergo so many degrees of what? Streaming. Got to streamline the process. We got to test. We got to build. We got to maintain. We got to deploy. We got to fix bugs. We got to do hot fixes. Everything lies in the hands of DevOps. So DevOps engineer focuses on all of those things. All right. Now, so when you hear the word, what is DevOps? You should know what DevOps represent. Now, the life cycle of DevOps. Let us talk about the life cycle of DevOps and principle of DevOps. And then when I finish with this part, and then I will give you like a practical working example how DevOps engineers work. All right. Now, key life cycle and principles of DevOps engineering. Fast delivery. It reduces time from idea to production. When I say it reduces time from idea to production, guys, among ourselves, right? In every sector of life, you get DevOps, even in the church. But people are not hired as a DevOps, but you play the role as a DevOps, but you don't know that you play the role as a DevOps. So in every area of life, in any institutions, there is a culture of DevOps. So it said DevOps help with faster delivery, right? Meaning it reduces the time from idea to production. So what do we mean by this? You can come up today and say, okay, I want to do a project, right? I want to clean my backyard. Or I want to build this, I want to improve my deck, or I want to do something, right? It is an idea, guys. Is it not an idea? Guys, unmute yourself. Let's speak.
It is.
It's an idea, right?
That's the idea.
Now, so that idea comes from what? You, right? So in the DevOps engineering world or in the software development lifecycle world, that idea comes from where, guys? Let go. Lincoln.
Yeah, come
Project management aspect. Tell me.
So
yeah.
Either somebody have to design a project. It depends if but we don't look at project life cycle, but commonly you want to build something beyond the house. This is a project you can design a project how you want it, what kind of bench you want, and what would be the capacity, how many person will fit there and all that.
Okay, awesome. So in the business world, right? In the business world, before an idea get into production, who does the idea come from?
The engineers?
It comes from us, the end users, right?
Yes.
We are the downstream consumers. Now, when we say downstream consumers, guys, downstream consumer mean we are the what? The actual people that are consuming everything that is being produced. We are using it. Upstream mean the manufacturers, right? So downstream, we are considered to be the downstream consumers. So in the downstream consumers, like us, the idea comes from us. Yeah. We have iPhone 16 right now, right? And we're using iPhone 16. Everybody, I mean, you might not be using it, I might not be using it, but we know that there's an iPhone 16, right? Now, what will happen in 2026? What do you think is going to happen? 17. There will be iPhone 17.
Yeah.
Right? So before that come into play, there is something on your iPhone, sometimes it give you called feedback, right? Sometimes Apple texts you with feedback. Give me the feedback, right? Sometimes you go to the Apple store to give you something. Can you write about a review, survey, right?
Yeah, survey.
Now, they collect all of those data. All of those data are collected and taken back to what? By the sales team, right? The people who actually selling the products. They take it up to the upper management, and then they look at it and say, you know what? People want voice over network. People want more graphics because, you know, iPhone, I'm not doubting iPhone. I love iPhone. I don't use Android. But when it comes to the graphics, you don't compare iPhone. I mean, you don't compare Samsung with iPhone. I'll be honest with you. When it comes to picture taking, real graphics, You understand? And this is something they've been fighting on years, I'm telling you. So people will be like, you know what? Let us fine tune. Let do voice over network. Let produce a system so that when in iPhone 17 that will come, if I'm calling a Lincoln does not have to answer the phone. If I'm using that technology, I can hear whatever Lincoln going to be saying at the background before he even answer the phone. You understand? That's the idea. Now, that idea, guess what? It's going to go through that company, that security team. You know, every company got security team, right? The cybersecurity expert, the security team they're going to analyze that and say, okay, what is the security risks for this? You understand? What is the downsides of this? And then when they okay it, guess what happened when they okay it? The leadership team go together and then they found the idea. In the iPhone 17, we're going to be having what? We're going to still be meeting the TD cameras. I don't know how many picker help stuff they have, and then the keychain, the contact, the verification contact, all of those features. But then we're going to be introducing voice over network. You understand? Voice over network, so that when people calling people who can be okay, oh, that man calling me again to ask me for money, I may be yelling you if that man get that technology before you even answer your phone. You understand? So that kind of technology, guys, is the idea that formulated right there. And then they take that idea and take it to who? The project team, right? Lincoln and everybody here. They take it to the project team, but in the life cycle, we call it what? The product owner. You understand? The product owner going to own the product. And when they take it to the product owner, okay, now I have this, but I don't know what to do. So I have to take it to what? The technical program manager. And take it to the technical program manager, and then the technical program manager, and then all of the technical engineers or the manager at the upper level will sit and look at that with a what? Detailed presentation. And then they will take that and own it to what? The DevOps manager or the VP for engineering or the president for engineering, right? He will own it and take it down to what? The technical owner and the product owner will still meet, and then they jot it down to what? The Scrum team, we should call what? The BA, Business Analytics, or Scrum Masters, right? They will take that and then look at it and create what we call Epic. You understand? So they frame that project into what we call what? Epic. EPRC. So Epic is a parent. Now, everything that's going to come under that Epic is going to be what we call what? User stories. Or PBIs. In the other layer, what we say tags. So they design that and cut it into what? Different tags. And then guess what? They're bringing it and forming a project. And then they're going to say, okay, since this project is in the making, this project going to last for 3 years. The allocation for this will put about 10 cents behind the project. You understand? So now you have a job. DevOps engineer are the one that's going to be designing that project. So the engineers now, one user story say, what? Create a VPC, create a subnet, create a VPC flow, a Hyper flow chart, provision 3 web servers. Guys, those are all technologies that are needed to put that particular idea into production. You understand? So that idea now is taken, it's being engineered. The aspect I'm talking about is what we call what? The actual engineering. You understand? IT will be working in the operation because we'll be sending requests to IT. You know, give me this technology. Give me access to SonarQube. Give me access to this environment. Give me access to that environment. That the IT job there, that the operation people job there. You understand? But then we design that system now. Guess what? We test it. So before iPhone 17 come out, there is something called what? The dummy, right? The iPhone 17 dummy. Even the iPhone 16. They will advertise it. Some of you that watch the news, YouTube and stuff, right? They will advertise it. You'll see, oh, this is iPhone 16. Wow, it's going to be good. They are advertising it in what? Development. So it's going to pass through the various stages. They're going to pass through various environments, guys. It's going to pass through the developmental stage, which is called the dev. It's going to pass through what? The testing stage, which is called the QA. It's going to be staged in the staging environment, which you consider technically to be what? User accepting environment or pre-pro. which is called UAT. And they're also going to be what? Landed in the final destination, which is called production. And guys, when you land in production, who are the consumers? That's the question.
Us.
Thank you. Us, right? We become the consumer. Meaning Abraham, Sharif, or Benu, Lincoln can get it and go to Apple Store and go buy iPhone 17 now, right? And start to use it. Or anybody can go buy and decide to use it. Because
they won't let our products
because it is in production. So that concept, guys, that I just illustrated to you, right? That concept is the concept that you need to be successful as a DevOps engineer. That is the concept that you need to be successful in this field. So this is not really the technical aspect of things, but you have to know the engineering aspect in theory, which I just explained to you. It's not about running command, guys. Because one DevOps command, a whole pamphlet. Yes. So you cannot remember it in any way. So it's not about the command you're going to be running, right? It's about what? The concept. And that understanding that you need to grab. Because when you grab that understanding, man, you can fit anywhere. On the internet right now, you put DevOps engineering job. There are a lot of jobs that are going to pop up. DevOps engineer, DevOps engineer, DevOps engineer. And now they changing the title. You see infrastructure, operation, automation, all of these things, they are all considered, they are all falls under the culture of DevOps. All right? Any question? So we're finished with the DevOps lifecycle and principle now. Any question?
No question for me.
Question.
There's no question that I move ahead. All right? Now, let us look at the key benefits of DevOps. Let me drink of water. Let us look at the key benefit of DevOps. So who can volunteer? Based on what we just explained, who can volunteer the key benefit of DevOps? Just give one. Mind you, the benefit also falls on what? It could also be life cycle, right? It could also be some aspect of principles. So when we talk about benefit of DevOps, the first area we look at is what? The same one. Software delivery, right? Software delivery. Why it matters? Because business team can release a new feature. How many of you here went on Google, right? And then when you say Google.com, you see a new total feature on Google. And then the next day or the following month, you go there, you see another new feature. How many of you have encountered that? It's not just Google, but how many of you look at your iPhone, right? It says why you need to update.
Yeah, it happens periodically, yeah.
Okay, good. Do you know the meaning of that? If they ask you to update, do you know what they are trying to do? Can somebody tell me?
I think, I mean, they have maybe add a new feature and then giving instruction to update.
Yes. So the key was that they have added a new feature.
A new feature, yeah.
No.
All right. They have added a new feature, or they have added a new improvement. And then they want to push it. So they already push it for the central server. You understand? And who can tell me that central server? Somebody will tell me. And the only people that I expect for them to know these things is people that actually went through this before with me. Who can tell me the central server?
You mean central server? Well,
yeah. That central server that they use, right, to push that update, and then we're receiving it. There are millions of people that are using iPhone are receiving the updates. to update their phone.
Is it the Apple Cloud server?
Nope. Don't overthink, Kona. Just think a little bit. Go back a little bit, then you grab it. What is the central server that they're using to push those things, right? And then we get in there and then we're doing the update. I know Amara be thinking. Kelvin.
Yeah.
What is this? What is that central server? You guys are using the word server, so many of you don't grab the idea. But it is a server.
That's the store, the Apple store.
Oh, I mean,
Nope.
app, right? Those things, it's just an app. It's just an application. Yeah. That central server is called the CI/CD pipeline.
Oh, okay.
Now, guys, how do you get things to millions of people to look at it? Through a centralization. And in our engineering world, we say a pipeline, CI/CD pipeline. Because our CI/CD pipeline is for what? Continuous integration and what? Continuous delivery or continuous deployment. So when the business team and the engineering team release a new feature and quickly update, meet customer demand, right? That's what happened. They got to meet the customer demand. So the customer like me, I got to go and then update. So now it will take that 5-10 minutes and then my iPhone will update. And then my iPhone will be all new. It'll be fast. Because they push feature for storage, guys. They push feature for what? Bug fix, like what? Internet, for speed, for Wi-Fi, for RAM, storage, like your whole camera system, they improve the performance of it by pushing some update to that. You understand? So faster software delivery is one of the benefits of DevOps. And then the second one will be what? Improve collaboration. No one person can be successful as a DevOps engineer, because DevOps engineer, we collaborate. Even though individually we are subject matter expert, but we must collaborate to be successful. Like in the system that I work in a sector wherein we are 34 engineers. And this is how I start my day. I wake up in the morning at 8 o'clock, I start work. So when I log on, I'm checking my emails, right? To see if anybody sent me email or anything that need to be done, right? And then when I check my email for like 5-10 minutes, and I go to my Jira stories. I check my Jira story to keep myself up to date, to update my other projects that I've been working on, right? So when I get that update, then I come back and I'm in the chat and I'm saying I have a meeting. We use team, right? So my team is on, meaning that my manager should know that I'm working, right? So if I say, okay, you know what? I have to do 10 minutes of what? A quick, coffee break. I said, I'll be right back. Anything you do, you have to put it in your team chat so people can know what you're up to, because when you sign into work, they should know what you're up to. I said, be right back. You don't have to know what I'm going for. When I say be right back, it's just what I have to tell you. You understand? Go grab my coffee, come back. If I can drink coffee now, come back. And then 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, we get in our meeting, our Scrum meeting, right? We get in our Scrum meeting. We are all giving updates so that we can brief each other of what is going on, what we did yesterday and what we're about to do today. You understand? We go through that. It's what we call collaboration, another level of collaboration. We talk among ourselves. And then when we get after that Scrum meeting, and then we start to work. When we have team meetings among ourselves, we get on a call. We get, oh guys, I'm having this issue. I need to do this, but I'm not getting along. Okay, share your screen. All right, take you through. This is what you need to be. Then our clients, which are the developers, or we call them the application team, they will send incident to us. When the incident comes to us, we accept the incident and then we triage the incident. We go through the engagement process as per what the various level of what escalation. So it's a P1, P2, P3, and P4. So those are all things that we do on a daily basis. There are other things I might be doing, but then I look at the priorities. If the work is slow, and then I turn to my internal projects. I start to work on my internal project. If I'm automating something, I turn to that. I start to work on it a little bit, and then I give update to my manager. I'm just giving like an overview as to how my days look like, and you're going to get there soon. Sometimes I work for 9 hours, sometimes I work for 3 hours a day. My computer will just be running, but I'm just staring at that computer, but I'm not doing nothing. Sometimes I get busy, I have to work for 10, 15 hours. But the next day I got to slow down. Sometimes give it 3, 4 hours. It depends. So that's how the flows work. So DevOps improve collaboration. All right. Development operation QA team often work in silos, causing delay and misunderstanding. Because when you work in silos, what happened? It causes delay, right? Nobody knows what you're up to. So how DevOps help? We encourage responsibilities, share responsibilities, culture where everyone works together from planning to development. Guys, you see how sweet it is? Some of you think that when you start working as a DevOps engineer, you just be on your own, right? No, it don't work like that, guys. You cannot be on your own. You cannot just be, like nobody should tell you that, okay, everything you're going to be doing, you will decide what needs to be done on your own piece. No, you have to work collaboratively. If you don't know something, somebody have to teach you, because in a team, you have the lead. Your manager is there, right? But then you have the team lead. Meaning the person that when anything come over, they will lead it. Because your manager might not be technical. You understand? Your manager might not be technical. He might be technical, but on a high level, above there, right? Leadership way. But he might not be technical when it comes to the engineering aspect. So you have a team lead that will be leading everything, to be speaking for you. That team lead will take the hit. When you're getting in trouble, the team lead take the hit. It does not mean that he's in trouble, but he's trying to defend his team. And then when it gets serious, your manager come in and intervene. You understand? Guys, I'm spilling this thing out to you so you can know how this team work in real time. So it doesn't mean that when you grab a job tomorrow, you're just going to be there on your own. On your own, yes, you have to know things, right? But collaboratively, you need to work together. Because if you screw up on your own, everybody in trouble. Everybody work for the same company, right? Or everybody in the same team. So we are there to improve what? That team performance, and to make sure that we deliver wherever possible, and what we have to deliver successfully, right? So you cannot work individually to say, oh yeah, I'm doing my work, I can't do anything. If you do that, the next day they'll fire you. If you get a job and be selfish tomorrow, nobody can call you. You can't answer a call. You can't answer people. Somebody, oh man, what are you up to? Do you have a second? He said, no, I'm busy. Man, you're not going to last on that job for more than a month. I'll be honest with you. Because when the manager is hiring you, there is something we call soft skills, right? They want to know if you have that skills, if you have that skill of collaboration, if you're a team player, they need to know. Because the culture that you're going in is a DevOps culture. Any question, guys? Is this making sense?
Yeah, it is making sense.
Good.
It is.
Awesome. So
Maybe has there been a time where at your work and there was a job given and a specific deadline was given, and maybe based on maybe some problem that came up and you people were not able to solve it on time, and you got maybe backlash, I mean not large, but you got confronted with your bosses that you had to do within a specific time that was very time consuming, that people didn't have to go and you have to remediate and complete it before you leave?
no. The completion before we leave part, no, it don't work like that. But every day we encounter project. We encounter delay every day. So let me just give you a recent stuff that happened, right? So my director, I'm not a manager, but director of engineering. I'm close to him because of my working relationship, right? He pinged me directly. He did not go through my boss or my manager, but he pinged me directly. He said, get on this call. I need you right now. I'm like, well, I'm on a break. You got to give me 30 minutes. He said, okay. So when they say they need you right now, guys, it does not mean that leave everything you're doing and get jumped, because if I'm on my break, man, that's my time. You understand? Whatever you do at the end of the day, I must take my break. It's not life and death. It's not hospital business. You understand? Right? So I got you on my break. I hop on the call. You know, he had 3 other directors, and they got on the call, and then my manager was there, and then my engineering lead was there. He was like, oh, Abraham, we need to help this team. It's a favor. You know, it's a favor. They just get a little money, excuse me. They just pay a little money. I mean, when they say little money, guys, that they say millions of dollars they're talking about. That's not my concern, because it's not coming in my pocket, right? So we need to help them to deploy their application wherever possible. How long can you take to do this? I'm like, well, hold on. Let me get to know the detail. Tell me. All right? Because I'm not a soothsayer. I don't estimate things, right? I have to know the detail before I can tell you what I'm going to do, right? So they went through it and be like, okay, this is the application. It's a Java, Spring Boot, developing Java and Python. We have a front end, we have a back end. We need to do this. We need to see the web UI to get presentation to this. I'm like, okay, all right, good. So I said, okay, going to take 2 weeks. And my manager said he needed it like yesterday, right? Meaning he needed it as soon as possible. I said, no, it doesn't work like that, Dan. I mean, he's my director, but that does not mean that he know all. That does not mean that, you know, he have to tell me what needs to be done. Yes, from his understanding, right? But when you get to the engineering aspect, we treat things very different, Dakota.
Okay.
I said 2 weeks. He said, man, help. What will it take you for you to put 3 hours extra of your time? I said, okay, it will take me 5 days. You understand? And then I got to it. The Scrum Master came and developed a user story for that project, for that mini project, right? And then they assigned a story to me, meaning now it's my responsibility. I commit to that story, meaning I say I can do it, right? And then I took it and I put it in the commitment stage. I created tasks for it, what needs to be done. I started working. Guess what, Kona? In real time, I only did that thing for 2 hours. You understand?
Okay.
But because I want to leave a gap, right? If something breaks tomorrow, you understand what I'm talking about? So that I can be in the position to fix it. As an engineer, do not ever tell somebody that I'm going to take 30 minutes, just 30 minutes I can take to fix it. You are not an engineer. You are an engineer friend.
Okay.
You understand? So now we make things so that people can know our value, right? So that people can know who we are, because it's not just the amount of hour that we spend. We don't get paid for the amount of hour, Coda. We get paid as per what? Our qualification, our skills that we bring to the team, right? So that 2 weeks, I mean, that 5 days now, I developed that thing in 2 hours, but my PBI was still open. You know what happened? The 5 day passed. And another day, I told them that we need a firewall request, which is on the responsibility of another team. That thing took what? A delay. It took 2 weeks. You know why? Because Kona had other stuff to do. That was a high priority items. Because I knew very well that no matter what, that project will get done. So within the 2 weeks period, I did a presentation to them. And my manager came back to me and be like, thank you. Because guess what? And he wanted it to be done like yesterday. But you give him your timeline because you are the engineer. When you rush and say, yes, I can do it, and then you don't do it, Kona, it's the painful part of it. Because if you commit to something in engineering and you don't do it, it's very painful. You understand? If you tell somebody I can do this, and then you don't do it in the timeline, they feel very bad. And when it comes to project, even in your own day-to-day life, right? If you tell your wife, like, I'm going to do this. If you tell anybody, your child, you're going to do this. If you don't do it, what happened? But then if you tell them, I can do it tomorrow, but I will do it in 3 days. But then tomorrow you did it. What happened? They become happy, right?
They become happy, yeah.
Okay, good.
You're right. Thank you.
So those things happen every day, right? It doesn't mean that your manager will come and blast. I mean, come on, that's the manager's job, right? He got to talk, but it does not change you. You just got to continue to do the best you can do to do your job. Because if my manager asks me, why is this is taking you so long? guys, I know how to defend, right? I will tell him exactly what needs to be done. And then that makes sense because engineering look at time very differently. It's not something that we just rent, give to somebody and say, yeah, we're finished with your stuff, go do it. No, it's something that we're building. We're not just installing things. That's the difference between we and the IT. We are building things and testing it in different phases. Guys, you're going to learn more about the things, man. You're gonna dive into DevOps. You're going to say, man, everything. I mean, I don't just want you guys to forget about Linux because you will never forget about Linux. You're going to run commands and all of those things, which will involve your Linux skills. But when you start going in DevOps, you're going to really love it. And for some of you here, for some of you here, the Conan and Amara, I mean, Kelvin already know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. Any question, guys?
Yeah, I'll come it's Lincoln.
Yeah, Lincoln.
Are you guys hear me? So
Yep.
you stress a very important point with regards to DevOps. You're talking about collaboration, and then giving the example that you just gave with respect to a project or a work that your director kind of call you or somebody manager who call you and say, maybe I want you to take on this task to do it. I know he might have known your ability or skills, but at that point, do you pull in other people to help on that project with you?
Yes, Lincoln. You pull people to help on that project, but guess what, right? When you are, and one of the things I forget to add on that my other gig, that my gig, right? I'm a lead, right? So when things happen, I'm a technical lead. So if my manager does not want to call my project lead, he can call me, right? So I'm gonna take. So he doesn't care who's gonna be behind me to produce that, right? All he wants is for me to be there for him to tell me I need this to be done like yesterday. And I'm calculating on behalf of everybody, right? And I'm telling them that it cannot be done yet, like yesterday, but it will be done in 2 weeks. Okay. You understand? Yeah. And then I bring that to my team. And if I need people to work on it, right, I would create tags. You heard me say, I created tags on the PBI, right? Yeah. Or the user stories. So I create that tags and I assign that task to Lecon. I said, Lecon, you will be creating 3 IP addresses. And then you link them, how you call it, to the private subnet. And then at Benningo, you're going to be creating 4 VPCs and map these entrance to them. Those are tags are creating for you. You understand? But who is owning everything? I'm the one owning it, right? Because when something break, I'm the one that giving account of what is going on. I'm the one that giving that update. But if I don't need to create tasks for you, Lincoln, I won't involve you. But it means that when I'm giving presentation tomorrow, I'm not saying me. I'm saying the team. We were able to work on this. We did this. We did that. And when you're working in the DevOps world or in the engineering world, it's not you. It's not about you. Even if you did it, it's about we, right? We're going to do this. We're going to do that because you're working collaboratively. Because one person, even if the person does not know anything, when I say anything technical, right, the idea brings a lot of things. It brings a lot of changes to your team. Yeah. So it's very important. It's not about you. Personalization, you have to include everybody. We did this, we did that, we were able to update this, we did this. Because at the end of the day, if that purple team you're in, the name of the purple team gonna go. But individually, your manager know each individual what you are capable of doing. You understand? Because he is the one managing you. He knows your skill set. Yes. So that is it. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, a true light on it because, like when you are explaining, I understood it differently, but I kind of get the broader picture. Giving a lead aspect, you the lead, and then you take on that and create tasks for people, which is very good. That happens in other environment too. But giving maybe at the level of let's say assigning tasks, I'm looking at the issue of collaboration, cooperation, and sharing responsibility in this environment of DevOps. Let's say AB assign a task relating to a project or maybe me, and then in the end, I went to execute this task, and I'm having trouble. Can I pull other people in, or should I come back to you and say, you know what, can you help me on this aspect because this I'm not getting it?
Yes. So, but then in the engineering world or in the Agile world, you don't come to me directly, right? When there's a task given to you, you are responsible to give an update in our Scrum meeting. You understand? So if Lincoln get to the Scrum meeting today, we are all in a meeting, right? Let's pretend we're in a Scrum meeting. And then the Scrum Master is what? Benu. Benu, you are the Scrum Master. And Benu say, okay, guys, welcome to our 32 sprint in the Scrum meeting. April, what is the update? Oh, yesterday I was involved in a meeting. You know, I was given a task to do, and I created a story. I collaborated with Benu. Yes, she created a story, and then I assigned tasks to Kelvin. I assigned tasks to Lincoln. I assigned tasks to George, right? And to work on this thing, and we're supposed to deliver this thing in 5 days. And right now, I'm currently working on other, software creation and then testing the CI/CD pipeline to make sure that that get delivered. But today, I'm also going to be looking at creating some software and some storage. That is my update. You understand? Your update should only last for less than a minute, Lincoln. Your update should only last for less than a minute. You don't talk plenty. And then guess what? That task that I gave to Kelvin, right? Kelvin will be asked to by the Scrum Master, what is your update? Oh, April assigned this task to me, and I'm currently working on it, but I'm encountering an issue. But I'm going to be creating a task for Abraham to help me on that issue. You understand, Lincoln?
Yeah,
that's how it works. Yeah. So I'm encountering an issue, but I'm going to be syncing with Abraham, or I will create a task for Abraham so that he can help me on the issue. That's how it works. Yeah. So everything has to follow the workflow, the software development lifecycle, so that everybody can know what is going on with you. If there's a red flag, if there's a blocker, we should know what the blocker is. If there's a bug, we should know. If there's an impediment, we should know. You understand?
Yeah, I get. Yeah, that is very clear with respect to following the workflow. That workflow environment is very key. But I was just saying, like, maybe on the side I'm working, and I say, hey guys, this thing is kind of give the idea the person to do that. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. I know you follow the workflow.
Yes. Yeah. So on the side, right? On the side, interestingly, right? On the side, yes, because we got a team. We have a team chat on the side, and then you can pick me individually because we all work. So you pick me, oh my man, do you have 5 minutes?
That's what I get into. Yeah.
Do you have 5 minutes? I say, oh yeah, I got 5 minutes. Can you jump on the call? Yeah. I just jumped. I just show you right away. Right? Yes. Okay. That means it's a block, or you block somewhere, but then you don't need for it to be whole one day, right? You need something to just get done so you can move ahead. Yeah. You can call me. Yeah. You can ping me on the side. You can ping Kelvin. You can ping George. You can ping Benu. You can ping Amara and Leighton. Everybody here. You can ping them. They say, oh, my man, you have a time? Let's hop on the call. Nobody have to know. None of your colleagues in the team have to know that may help you. And when you go get presentation tomorrow, don't tell the Scrum Master that Abraham help me. You don't have to say it.
I got that part, yeah.
Yeah. But all between you and Abraham, you know that Abraham helps you, right? Yes. So that's how it works. And guys, when you understand these things, and then when you start working in the sector, you'll be like, wow, I love my job. My job is, my people are very cooperative. They are very collaborative. I love this team. But when you're in a very unfriendly environment, guys, it's very, very bad as a DevOps engineer.
That's where my head is going right now. Because there are other environments I worked in before, and you have people like, oh, he just asking questions whole day, everything he just pinging me, asking questions, those kind of things, kind of mean environment. Oh, you know, I'm busy right now, I can't help you, those kind of things.
And guess what, Nico? If you reach out to me for help, and I told you I'm busy, I should give you option, right? I should provide documents for you to go read it.
Yeah.
Or I should tell you, say, go to this person, go to Paul. Paul will help you. But if I don't do it, it's your right to report me to my manager.
Really?
Yes, it is. You have to. Because Lincoln, guess what? At the end of the day, that man is not doing his own job. You understand? It's the job for the benefit of the company.
And even let me say that I don't know if other places like that, but sometimes they get a like in the organization can have like a group channel. So
Yeah,
for example, they got a lot of people over there. So if you ask somebody and the person can give the answer, you just post the question in that group channel. Then you will have multiple people there, looking at it. Somebody will give you answer because there are a lot of people there, I'm just
exactly. Exactly. And also work fine that way too. But the point that Lincoln is going at, he don't want to put that question in the group, right?
yeah, I
George,
know.
he
Yeah.
want to bring
That's what I'm talking
directly
about, George.
so
You don't
that
want to
they
put
can
in a
help it.
public group, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
So if people very unfriendly, right? That's a toxic environment.
Yeah.
It's Lincoln right to tell the manager in he one-to-one and say, you know what? I thought this team is a very collaborative team, but I noticed that when I ping Abraham, it takes 2 hours for Abraham to respond to me. Your manager not going to tell him that Abraham say. That's why you got to use a managerial strategy, right? As a manager, because you don't have to go say that Abraham said this about you. No, you have to bring it up in a way that he will know that he messed up. You understand? So trust me, when I used to work with a company before, when I log in, my other team members, they are logging off. You know why? Because they were in Europe and some were in India. So when I'm logging in, they are also, after our standard meeting, they log off.
Yeah, sound different.
So, yeah, so I would be left in that environment, will be like 3 person in that environment, and we're all senior infrastructure engineer. And then when we encounter a problem with because we were managing 10,000 environments, when something break, we have to ping the on-call. Lincoln, you will ping that on-call, it will take that man 2 hours for him to respond. Yeah, sometimes he would just come and then he would just start yelling.
Okay.
Like, yeah, why you calling me? Let's say, this. So, you can, somebody yelling, you can't yell too, right? Somebody got to be calm at that point. So when in my one-on-one, I told my manager, like, I thought this team is very collaborative, but whenever our on-call person, you ping them for an issue, they take 2 hours and they come on, they call it, and then he do this and be like, yeah, we have a history, that man, we have a history with him like that, but we are working on it. We are working on it. And then that working on it he's talking about, he's not just leaving it like that, though. He's going to make sure that you are safe. He's going to make sure that he tell you that reach out to this person when you having this issue. Then you know that you already told him. But if you don't tell them, if you start to fix it with yourself, and then it start to stress you, right? And then when it's stressing you, stress also affect your performance.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So you cannot allow yourself to be stressed in engineering. Be stressed because the workload is very heavy. Everybody diving into it. A lot of P2s, a lot of stuff coming in, a lot of pull requests. Be stressed on that because you already know what you're being stressed on, right? You know your job, you love it, but the workload is getting heavy. But do not allow anybody to make you stress, because everybody work for the same goal. So that is it. Those things happen all of the time. But many of you, like I will tell you today, all of my students here, if you are applying for a job tomorrow, I will strongly encourage you to look for bank, to look for state job, government job. You understand? To look for consulting job. But do not look for software development company job. Be very careful. Because software development company, guess what? Their goal is to make money. You understand? Their goal is to make money. So whatever they can do possible, you will find yourself doing 2-person job. And you'll be so stressed. Because you have to meet up with the KPI.
Okay.
So when you're looking for a job, and when that time reaches, you will know, we're going to give you a rundown, everything we're going to tell you. Yeah, like most of my students then now that going in there, yeah, we plan a lot of sessions with them, but we're going to take our time, many of them just getting through the resume. Those are things that are happening, Don't just get up because of job sake. You see the job, you say, oh, they just dropping 100 and some more thousand. You say, yeah, let me go get it. You will get it, but that environment will be toxic for you. You can't sleep. When Sunday comes, you worry.
I know.
Because, it will soon be Monday. When we're kids, after Sunday, we're worrying to go to school on Monday, right? Yeah. So you don't want to get a job like that. that you don't, that you don't have to speak to your family because of that.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Question. You were excellent when you went to the job, or you learned something new on the job. Right.
Okay. Good. That's a very good question, though. Now, let me touch base on that a little bit, And guys, you can laugh, right? You can laugh. Like I don't have things when it comes to walking you guys through to get something done. Now, when I was in Liberia, I was an IT specialist for one of the ministry. I mean, one of the ministry in Liberia through Global Fund, Ministry of Health. I did the best I could do over there. But what I did over there as an IT, I was just an IT. When I came to the United States, I came with that expectation, right? That I'm just coming to just go work as an IT. That was a dream. And my brother is here. My brother Kelvin, Kelvin is my older brother. When I came to Kelvin was like, I said, Kelvin, you got to carry me to Apple. And they get Apple here so I can go carry my resume to go work. Kelvin said, Abraham, it does not work like that though. Yeah. And there are so many technology upgrades and all of these things. I thought, Karen, come on, the people do it. It's the same thing. When I applied there, I got hit. 10% of those things that I was doing in Liberia, that's the only thing I knew here. So guess what? I was missing 90%. I did not work in IT immediately. I started my life in the factory. I mean, I will tell you guys the truth. I started my life in the factory. I worked in the factory, it came my time. I told my manager, I said, I gotta go get my medication from the car. I just left. You already know what's up, so I don't have to tell you. I left. I work in the nursing home. Now, when I came in the IT field, right? Alita, before I could work in engineering, I had to go and learn. I had to go to the boot camp, like what you guys are doing now. I went in the boot camp. I did everything for 6 months. Less than 6 months, I got a job because I just needed to brush up certain things. But then the actual thing that I need to learn, that's what I was focusing on. You understand? When I got a job, my first day on the job, every one of my colleagues in the stand-up, it was like they were speaking Chinese. You understand? It's like they were speaking Chinese because I did not understand anything that they were talking about. And when I left, you know what I said when I left? I asked my wife. I told my wife, I said, I don't think I'm going to make it. That was the first thing I said. I said, I don't think I'm going to make it because I got this job as a senior infrastructure engineer. And now I'm sitting here, I can't understand these people. They're not even called, so we don't pronounce words by the full definition in engineering. We give abbreviation. You understand? Those are things that I did not understand. The flow of work. And then my manager was like, oh yeah, Abraham, one of the senior engineers here, we're going to give him 6 months. Abraham going to come in. Abraham going to catch up. Abraham going to do HR training for 1 month. And then you're going to come here and then read documentation. By 6 months, you should be okay. I'm like, wow, you want to tell me 6 months I should be okay? I said, yes, I can be okay in 6 months. Come on. Guys, I started reading the documentation. I would just go to the code, hey, I'm new here, can you give me any document? They will give me document. Guess what? I leave job at 5 p.m., right? But if you leave job at 5 p.m., other people are leaving. But you know what I'm doing? I'm logging in the computer because I'm going to learn. You understand what I'm talking about? I took that time to learn. Double time. Meaning, I want to be a step ahead of them. Guys, I found out that not many of my team had access or had knowledge when it comes to Kubernetes environment. Guess what? That 6-month period, I had to learn Kubernetes like crazy. And I became an expert. When I went back, when I got on the floor to start to work, guess what? Man, my pull requests were going in like crazy. My manager was like, man, Abraham, I'm saying you send 4 or 5 pull requests a day. Because I was able to overcome that challenge. You getting me? I was able to overcome that challenge. So for you now, if you leave from here today, right? If you complete this course, that does not mean that you know everything. ABDA have given you the concept so that tomorrow when you get a job, because guess what? No job is going to just schedule you to just work without training you, especially when it comes to engineering job, guys. The least you're going to get trained. Your manager will tell you, at least we're going to give you 5 months for you to put hands on.
Okay.
Tell me, is that time not enough for anybody to understand their job? Unless now, if you just logging off at 4:30 to go play, or to just go in the club, or to just go do something fun, right? You are not paying attention to that job. And then as soon as you bat your eye, it's 6 months, and then you learn nothing. Guess what? After 6 months, they're gonna let you go. Because guess what? They're paying you, man. 6 months, you're chopping that money, and you can't do anything. And then after 6 months, they expect for you at least you should start creating pull requests. You start making changes to environment. You should start, deploying. You should start accepting requests, processing it, all of those things, because they are training you. They will train you step by step as to what you need to do, how you need to start your day, E to E, how you need to start your day, and how you need to end your day. So if you cannot pick up within that time, man, then I think your village people now really got hold of you.
There you.
So that was my case, and I survived. But my first day, when I say my first 2-3 weeks, it was like no people were speaking Chinese, man. I'm just sitting there. When they ask me for my update, I don't even know how to give an update to them. That feelings will come. You're going to get it, right? But hey, the advantage you have or the opportunity you have, people who are already in the field. ABDA gave you access to people, right? You can say, man, I got this, I got it. What can I say? What can I do, Abraham? I get this, I'm going to get an update. What can I tell them? I'm going to tell you what to give. So Solomon is here, That's one of the best person you can make very good use of, from the technical perspective. He's going to guide you through every step of the way. But before, some of us, we never had that environment. We had to figure out everything on our own. So yes, Leighton, that is it. So as you are here, you should start preparing, because that feeling will come in you as well at some point in time. Any question, Tim?
So AB, just based on what you just explained, your experience and the challenges you had, right?
Yeah.
So, what would you say someone, what is the biggest challenge, right, that you face or anybody will face adopting the kind of DevOps culture? What do you think would be that biggest challenge for them?
You will face your key major challenge, or one of the major challenges will be principle, right?
Mm-hmm.
To follow the technical principle.
Okay.
You might not understand it. And then the next one is the environment configuration. It will take you time. Let's say your team said we have 42 repositories. How many repositories have that get? For those of you that that were doing the course from the last time, how many repositories you guys interacted with? Like how many repositories? I think it was like 3, right?
3
or 4.
Yeah, let's say 4. But now you will be in a culture where you get 42 repositories. I mean, that's just for the team, though, just for your team. But then, the other application that you support, they have over 400-500 repositories. So, right away, you will start to overthink, right, and get overwhelmed. That does not mean that, you will be accessing the repository on a daily basis. No, but know exactly what they do. Know exactly what provisioner is responsible for that repository, or that repository is responsible for. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Because every day you're going to be learning. Every day you're going to be learning new things. And make sure you have your OneNote, guys. OneNote. If you don't know how to prepare OneNote draft, try to prepare a note. Format everything that you learn in OneNote draft, guys. You say CBC repository, you put it there. Breakthrough repository for Ansible, you put it there. Meaning if you have a task to do, if it's about break fix, you know that you're supposed to go to the particular repository to make that change. You understand? And then the person that's going to train you, they're also going to take you through everything. So, Conan, the major challenge that I see is keeping up with everything.
Okay.
You understand? It's overwhelming, Conan. For your first 1 month, you're going to ask yourself, am I going to make it? Oh, yes, you're going to make it. Because guess what? The time for you to play football doing after work is over until you can learn that job. The time for you to do fun stuff after work is over until you can learn that job. Because technically they are paying you to learn. You understand? So now when you come after that job, now Conan, you have 5 o'clock, you knock out. What will you do as a new employee that just get onboarded or just got onboarded? You have to go and log back into the system, right? And all of those recorded sessions doing your KT, we call it knowledge transfer. When they're training you, we call that KT, right? Knowledge transfer. Go and rewatch those recordings. All the questions that you were asking, everything that your mentor was saying to you, rewatch it. You say, oh, I see that thing AB used to be talking about. Oh, I see. They start taking down points. Conan, do that for 3 months. You understand your job. But if you just leave that job and go play, man, I'll be honest with you, you're not going to understand anything. After 6 months, they're going to work you out.
Okay.
Yes. Guys, look at this.
That's good. Thank you.
You get a job. Let's be honest, right? You got a job like your previous job. You make it over 3 times than what you used to make. What will you do? Guys, let's be honest. What will you do?
You put it first.
Thank you.
That's your life. Because if you don't do it, you're going to go back to where you came from.
You're going to go back. And who want to go back? Who want to go into engineering and ever go back? Nobody. So that is it. So the major challenge is keeping up with everything, right? How to process all of those things goes on. But guess what? You have to make use of the system. You have to read. Sometimes you go, you say, okay, in my job, they use Ansible, but AB did not teach you Ansible. You go, you say, oh, AB, can you send me any recording that have to do with Ansible? I said, oh, yes, hold on. I say, yeah, you go, you watch the video. You say, oh, AB, I didn't understand anything, but can I have one-on-one session with you? That one, you come and pay ABDA different money, but I'm just kidding, right? I said, yes, man, this is what Ansible is responsible for. It's just a configuration management. You learn it, you say, wow. Anytime when you go back to that job, when they use Ansible, you would know what they're talking about, right? When you see the thing they call playbook, you'll say, oh yeah, I know what playbook represents. I know how to write a playbook. And guys, guess what we're going to be teaching you again? I personally going to take the lead on this. I'm going to teach you everything that you need to know about AI. Guys, AI going to make your life simple. Very simple.
Wow.
That you don't need to worry about command.
That's good.
So just know this, guys. But first, yes, Liko.
No, you just talk about AI and it just brought something to mind. I was listening to a report that a lot of the kids graduating from college with technology knowledge, they are finding it difficult to find entry job because of AI.
Yep.
So, I just thought to bring it up because like, no kind of advice is good that, you bring it here because like if you are doing, you leave from here, you want to find a job, will it be an entry level or your middle entry level or what will you do?
It will be an entry level, Liko. But guess what? You said something though, Liko, and I want to go back on it, right? You said a lot of kids graduating from college.
Yeah.
Are they completing boot camp? Are they getting certified?
No, they don't have practical experience.
They are not. So you see why? Because AI is not coming to take your job. AI is coming to help you perform on your job. You understand? I can give you the internet. I can give you an open book, right? Coding stuff. I can say deploy this server. I can give you the internet. I say go and make research. But Liko, if you don't know how to look for something and what to look for, will you do it?
Oh, you don't have the foundation. Yeah.
Yes. So students that graduate from college, somebody graduate from college with a master, right? It does not mean that you can put day and code on the same level, right? Because the master degree the man get, he got a master degree from like generically, right? Meaning they talk about this, they talk about that, they talk about this. At the end of the day, boop, he graduated after that 1 year, 6 months with a master. But then if you come to the table, Coda that certified, right? Coda, they all of these things. Man, the man will sit down and you'll be like, man, how did you learn this thing? You understand? Because Coda went to the boot camp. Guys, a boot camp is an intensive learning in real time. Things that you're supposed to learn for over a year, boot camp combine it and give it to you in 6 months. And then jump actually in the real-time aspect. We don't go to be giving you things like, first of all, when you're in school, right? Because I've been there, and so I know exactly what I'm talking about. When you're reading, like when they give you a lab to do, first of all, you don't know how that lab got created. Do you? No. You want to go there to do your assignment. But guess what? When you graduate and get your job tomorrow, it looks like a ghost to you. Even when you go look for a job, you don't know how to prepare yourself. Because you don't know about Linux. You don't know about CentOS. You don't know about Ubuntu. Even though you work in a Linux environment because it was a lab they gave you to perform to do your assignment, right? But you don't know how that lab got built. But each and every one of you in this class, if I ask you to provision a Linux server in AWS, you know how to create it, right?
Yeah.
So you see the difference? That is the big difference. So AI is not coming for the job, Lincoln. AI is coming to help you to perform. The only people that are of high risks to AI, I'll be honest with you, are developers.
All right.
Yes, are developers.
Yeah, because AI writing code now.
A writing code, they are developers. But AI write your code, but AI does not tell you how to test the code, how to integrate the code, how to fine-tune the code in a CI/CD pipeline, which is spearheaded by what? DevOps. Now, let me ask you a question, and everybody be bold with me and just answer the way you think, right? Between a developer and a DevOps engineer, who do you think need to get paid more?
DevOps.
So I think DevOps engineer.
Kona, you said DevOps. Amara, you said DevOps.
Yeah.
Yeah, DevOps.
Okay, who else again?
I think developer.
I would say DevOps.
At this present moment, with the help of AI, I would say DevOps.
Guys, it's DevOps. It's DevOps. It's just put it right in front of you. Remember when I was giving you the trigger overview of DevOps, I told you when you are a DevOps engineer is a key and prestigious position or culture you find yourself in. You direct developers and tell developers what to do. You know, many days when I start sharing my screen, my work environment, for that sake, for you to see, y'all know exactly what happened in real time. Developer only have one job to do, guys. That one job is to write code. Some of them don't barely write a clean code. Some of them write a code and put a password in the code. We have to scan the code. We have to develop the CI/CD pipeline. We have to integrate vulnerability tools in the Veracode. We have to integrate static code analytic tools in the SonarQube in order to make the code 100% clean, guys. That's the work we go through. You understand? That's the work we go through.
I have a question.
Yes, come in.
Yeah, so we talk about how to keep the learning process ongoing if you have a new job, like knowledge transfer. Now, after work, like 5 p.m., we leave our work. The material will be available for us, like to log in the work environment and have those video and watch it. If you leave our job, can we work it at home?
Yes.
Okay.
24/7, your work environment is open, even on a Sunday, even in like every holiday. Nobody lock your work computer. Is open for you 24/7.
Okay, that's great.
The only time you might have a difficulties, like say, Kosi, for instance, right? You're traveling and then you did not tell your manager, and then you travel outside of Africa, they block you. The VPN, they'll disconnect you. because you are on a different data governance, right? That is a security violation. Yes. Other than that, you should be good, man. Even if you go in Chicago, you tell your manager, I'm traveling to Chicago. I said, man, yeah, you should be good. You're good. You can go to Chicago and work because it's within the same United States. All right.
Okay.
I hope this is making sense, guys.
It is, sir. It is.
Okay, so let us go to the last two, right? DevOps tools and ecosystem. What are the tools of DevOps? And what are the tools of DevOps and the ecosystem? Is a question, guys. Put your hand up if you know the response. The tools of DevOps or DevOps ecosystem, meaning the architecture of DevOps. I'm going to put something up on that screen real quick.
Say, please, can you repeat the question again? Sorry.
So you're talking about tools of dev.
Oh, okay.
So
The tools of DevOps it's a lot of tools, right? Um, I think Jenkins is one of the tools.
yeah, Docker too.
Terraform,
Yeah.
Azure.
Amazon EC2, Kubernetes.
Yeah, I think that's the tools of DevOps if you're counting stuff like that. Ansible.
Oh yeah, small tools I think they got it.
You guys are awesome. Those are all tools of DevOps. All right. You guys are awesome. That is the tools of DevOps. I'm going to upload something real quick. Just give me 1 second.
Cool.
I just want to upload something real quick, guys. And then when I finish with this, by 9 o'clock, we'll take our break. Then we'll come back. But let me upload this first. Guys, a lot of stuff you're going to be doing in DevOps for the first 2 weeks is theory, right? It's the concept. Because when we get into the practical, man, it's deep. It is deep. So please take down notes and key points, and please make it your duty to ask questions, guys. Because when I start doing DevOps, then I will start pointing at people. Because when I read to point at people that are Benigo, you can always fall in my trap. Because the picture that he's using there, that's my favorite. So I see a screen, I say, yeah, that man come ask that man question.
No problem, Rabbi. I have a question.
So let me see. Okay. Let me insert a new slide in between here and then grab this from here. Insert this. We in the cloud know what Jenkins can do. Jenkins. All right, so let me share my screen. I'm going to share back my screen. I just want to introduce this. I'm going to share my screen again so you can see. All right. Can you guys see my screen? Y'all can see the ABDA stuff, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you guys see up there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen it. Yeah.
Deep breath, guys. Take a deep breath. That is the ecosystem. These things we're going to be architecting it ourselves. You remember we've been doing this thing, right? We'll get to start with architects. So for the new students, yes, it will be a little strange to you, but yeah. So that is the ecosystem we're talking about. The stacks, the technologies that's involved in DevOps. So in this case, what makes you think that developers should ever make more than DevOps?
I tell you.
Right? So look at the first thing. DevOps deal with branching strategy. What branching strategy fall on, guys?
GitHub.
Right?
Git or GitHub, right?
Git, right?
Yeah.
Branch strategy fall on what? Git. And that has to do with DevOps. That's another arm of DevOps. And then what CI pipeline represent?
Continuous integration.
It can be responsible for what? I mean, Jenkins can be responsible for it. GitLab CI can be responsible for it. So that is being handled by either Jenkins or one of those two. And that's another arm of DevOps, right? So you see there? So create MR. MR represent pull request. It's the same thing we call merge request. So merge request is a pull request. That also represent what? DevOps. Application, building application is DevOps. Code quality is DevOps. Unit testing is DevOps. Code coverage is DevOps. You understand? Then we'll go to containerization, code favorite. Right? Containerization. What is responsible for containerization, guys? Guys.
Jenkins.
What?
No.
Containerizations.
Guys.
Docker.
Ben, where are you?
Let's do some containerization.
Ayo.
Containerization, guys, is Docker. Guys. Containerization. Anytime you hear about containerization, ask Kyton girlfriend, Docker. You see that? Containerization. Docker is what? Container. Docker is what? Container, guys. So containerization is what we call what? Docker. You see the name there? Look there. You see Docker? Can you guys see my screen? You see that Docker? So Docker is responsible for containerization. What is the container registry? Name me one container registry that you know.
Docker Hub?
Yes. Docker Hub. So tell me now, when you hear about containerization, what will come to your mind? Docker.
Yeah.
Right? Docker is one of the most popular container runtime. Then we go to our environments. We have the dev repository. Then we go to CD. CD has to do with continuum deployment or continuum delivery. Argo CD. Now Argo CD, see that Argo that loader, that BBI is one of the powerful controller for Kubernetes. It washes over your repository. It washes over your repository. Every aspect of your repository is seeing it. Any change that you make, it pull that change and deploy it. That is the power of Argo CD. So let me go into the practical theory now in this whole CI, in this whole ecosystem, so I can demonstrate to you what this is doing. All right. Now, the developer is sitting there. Who know the developers? Developer could be who? Developer could be you, myself, and anybody, right? When you are working as an engineer, you are developing. So when I say developer, it does not go directly to the man that are writing code. You understand? So the developer is sitting there, or the engineer is sitting here. You see this guy in the green?
Yep.
This guy is creating a branch. What a branch he created here?
The dev branch?
The dev branch. And the dev branch is what he committing the code to, the code that he have written, the changes that he have made here. He committing it to what? The dev branch.
The dev branch.
And when he committed to the dev branch, and then it gets staged in the stage branch. And then the CI pipeline, meaning the continual integration pipeline, get triggered. But before it get triggered, before you build, what the developer need to do, the developer need to create a PR, a merge request. You guys know what a pull request is, right? Many of you here, you don't know, but forget it. You're going to learn it here. That's exactly what this whole course is going to do for you. So a merge request, it is a request before anything get into the pipeline to get deployed. It has to be reviewed by your colleague on the team. They're going to review your code and say, yes, this code is up to date. We can approve it. Oh, man, no, this code has a problem. You got to go and go update it. And we did it here for my previous students. You know what I'm talking about, right? Collaboration. That's one aspect of DevOps. So, guys, you're going to be learning a lot in this class. Now, so the merge request here get approved. And then an app. You see this app? That's what this developer built, right? That package is going now. But then when the package go, it has something that we call scanning. We have a tool for scanning we call SonarQube. SonarQube is a static code analytics. It's responsible to set a threshold and give you a clean code with 80 to 90%, 100% threshold or macro mobility. That's a huge DevOps world engineering stuff there. It gives you that code to make it clean, to make it fine-tuning, right? And then after that, if you look at this picture here, and you can see like an hourglass, something like a sifter. I tell you that's what they call quality, right? And making sure you're looking at the code, keying it to make sure that there is no bug. So it does what we call unit testing. Unit testing is we want to make sure that every integration in the code meet the standard. That's what we call unit testing. Then it pass. It go to the code coverage. It says, yes, the code coverage is very high. It's 80%. Whoa, that's good. Then the CI job has been completed, guys. And then everything now, right? Everything will get packaged. And when you get packaged, something got to make it very portable so that it can fit anywhere. And what is responsible? What is that something that make it portable? I mean, that is responsible to make it portable. What is that? It's Docker, right? Docker will what? Write the Docker file to continue to run this whole application that was built, this package, and push it into what? Docker Hub. You see here? You see Docker push here? And then push it into the registry. Guys, every one of my previous students in this class know exactly what this is doing. You guys are writing the code, an application, you are even produce a website and push it to what? And run a Docker file for that, right? And push it to the Artifactory or Docker repo. So this get pushed to Docker repo. You understand? So when they get pushed to Docker repo, and then when we want to deploy this now into production, which is called the CD, we pull this from the Docker repo. You see the arrow that going up here? It's pulling this from here, and then it's deploying it in what? Kubernetes dev environment. And then Kubernetes dev environment will do what we call what? Performance integration testing. You understand? Or in other words, we call it load testing or stress testing. And then after it does the stress testing, and then it will deploy in Kubernetes what? Pro environment. And then when you get to Kubernetes Pro environment, and then you get handled by what? The IAC. What is the IAC that we know of? Infrastructure as code. Terraform. You understand? Terraform pipeline will kick up to provision the EKS cluster. And then because this application here is going to live in this cluster, whatever VPC network connectivity here, is Terraform going to take care of it. Then you deploy your application now in the cluster. And then what happens when you deploy the application? User now will be accessing the application. We did it here, right? We did a whole E to E pipeline here. Get over there. But we did not add all of those testing and stuff. But that is the logic. That is the concept you need to know. All right? Any question? If there's no question, you can take your 15-minute break. I'm going to set the timer when we come back, and then we continue.
Yeah, AB, I want to say something, please.
Yes.
Concerning to the website you were talking about. So I try to build a website using the What's his name? I'm just forgetting. Bro, I tried to build a website using that one, but then to publicate on a public network with what you're talking about, GitHub. I don't know whether I can share my screen after the class so we can practice on that and see what you're talking about in the real time. Yeah.
No, I won't say share your screen for practice on that because I don't want you to confuse other people, right?
Oh, okay. No
Yeah, I want you to, tell me the problem. You can ping me on my WhatsApp or ping in the group chat, right? And then
All right.
I'll access it from my system. I will tell you what is the problem.
Okay. All right. No
Yeah.
problem.
Okay. Any more questions? If there is none, then we take a break. We come back. What is the time? We come back at 9:35. 9:35. You're in CST. I mean, in EST is different. All right, guys. So let me set my timer. Okay. Let me set my timer. I gotta go find something to eat so I can come back sharp. Now let me pause the recording.
Maybe.
Yep. So
Yeah, my man.
So the technology stacks that we use to maintain the day-to-day activities of the company to run the environment is called infrastructure. So infrastructure is a generic word that defines the system that is being set up in every environment. So infrastructure as code, meaning what we use to run the infrastructure. So one of the major infrastructure as code tools that we use is called Terraform. Okay? There are other infrastructure as a code tools that we use. We use what we call CloudFormation. We also use Ansible. Ansible play dual role. Ansible could be used as configuration management and can also be used as infrastructure as a code. We have Crossplane. So we have a lot of infrastructure as a code tools that we use. But the most popular infrastructure as a code tools we use is called Terraform. So Terraform is very powerful. And then we also have monitoring, feedback, and continuous improvement. So as a DevOps, our eye in environments is monitoring. Okay? We don't see all. We don't have eyes to see everything. We need a technical eye. And the technical eye that we use is called monitoring. What is a monitoring? Or what is monitoring? Anybody? Do you want to throw in light? Anybody want to throw in light?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can try. So monitoring basically is when you oversee or look over. Cardi B, live.
Yeah.
It's when you oversee or like look over the server that you're working. It could be anything, but using a specific tool to monitor that. One of the two could be that what you just mentioned. I don't know tool you mentioned, monitoring tool. Think about it.
Can I add up to that?
No, I'm not done yet. Well, anyway, you go ahead.
Okay. No, go
No,
ahead.
go ahead.
Sorry,
It's okay. Go ahead.
sorry. I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead.
No, I think I'll let.
Bengo, go ahead.
Okay, so basically monitoring IT, similar to the health fee, is just like a health check, wherein you keeping an eye on things, making sure you detect the problem. So with IT, it's like, you making sure everything is working properly and also everything is performing well and also being secure. So basically, you will be observing and you'll be tracking system as well as network.
All right, that's good. I take all of those views, perspective on monitoring. But monitoring, is dynamic, right? It depends what sector you're in, and what you're using at a particular point in time. Now, DevOps monitoring is a continuous process, right? It is a continuous process because the process of monitoring does not stop. You understand? So it's a continuous process that we use to track, measuring, and analyzing the performance and availability of the health of our application. So we use monitoring to track the performance, right? Because, like, don't forget about DevOps. Let's take a step back, right? If you are a manager, one of your role in leadership is to what? Is to lead the team through, right? Is if to safeguard your employees and to make sure you're monitoring and tracking everybody's performance through whatever tools you are developing to track those things. Correct?
Yeah.
Now, let's go to engineering. As a DevOps engineer, you do not have access, you do not have access to see what is happening in the entire 10,000 environment that you manage, guys. It is just impossible. It is impossible. You have to monitor using a technical system. You need to have a TI, a technical eye in the environment to track the analysis and performance and the uptime, which we call availability, and the performance of your application health of that infrastructure. Infrastructure is where your application lives. It's the host of your application. You understand? So the services in real time needs to be tracked and monitored. So the process of monitoring defines all of those things. All right? So when it comes to monitoring, whenever you hear the word monitoring, know that we use monitoring to track the performance of our real-time application. And then feedback. So monitoring gives you feedback. Because if you're monitoring something, you should be giving feedback, right? What is the performance? What you're monitoring? How is it performing? You need to give a constant feedback. And then we need to have what we call continuous improvement on the system in terms of monitoring. So all of those things involve the process of DevOps engineer. So we monitor, we give feedback on continuous improvement. Now, we finished defining the word monitoring, feedback, continuous improvement, but what are the tools that we use to monitor? Can somebody put a hand up and give me that tools? There are so many tools, but name me at least two that you know of, or one that you know of that we use to monitor. Somebody put a hand up and give a response to me, please.
Splunk.
Thank you. 100%. Splunk. Right? Splunk is one of the major monitoring third-party tools that we use for enterprise monitoring. Because it monitors the security logs, the performance, the threshold, the real-time machine data, everything is being monitored through Splunk. So Splunk is one of the monitoring tools that we use. Anybody else?
Grafana.
Grafana is not for monitoring, but I would take that because it integrates with Splunk or other monitoring tools for dashboarding visualization. So I take that.
But I shouldn't use it to interview, right? If I'm
ever... No, it's for dashboarding.
All right. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Datadog.
Yes. Correct. Datadog.
Datadog.
By the way, Datadog is some of the everyday song that I sing at my workplace. That's how I monitor my environment. Datadog. I love it. And the other place I use Splunk. It's very good. Blend everything together, man. It's perfect. Anybody else?
Greylog.
Hmm?
Greylog. It's a log management and monitoring as well.
How do you call it?
Greylog, Graylog. I know what I pronounce it well, but yeah.
Gray logging.
Yeah.
Is a logging tools, right? But I want a clear monitoring system.
Okay.
Was it about New Relic?
Yeah, New Relic. Gray log tool can be used, but ABDA enterprise, right? It has a limit.
Okay.
Tell me, guys, tell me some native monitoring tools that you play with. You play with our tools. If I call the name, people say, oh, you play with our tools, man. Come on, call it to me. CloudWatch, right?
Yes, CloudWatch.
Everybody here got a LAMP setup on the AWS environment. Some of you that understand the CloudWatch, which you're going to redo that when we start doing cloud engineering. Because CloudWatch is a native tool specifically designed for AWS. But it's considered to be one of the native monitoring tools that we use. So I'm glad that we interacting technically this way so we can understand these things in theory. Because guys, when we get to practical, one command in DevOps is a whole sentence. Yeah. So forget about the command. I need you guys to understand it from a theoretical perspective in real time. You get to the practical, you grab the concept. That's all you need to do. All right. Real world use case of DevOps. Let's go to the real world use case of DevOps. DevOps. So real world use case of DevOps could be what? Can somebody tell me?
What is it?
Real world use case of DevOps. I said this thing before. It's just that.
Is that DevOps?
What are the real world use case of DevOps, guys? What do we encounter in real world as a DevOps engineer? We encounter problem. So people bring problem before us. What are the first use case? For instance, let's say for some of you that love Netflix, like me, right? Netflix delivering seamless streaming worldwide, right? That's a use case of DevOps. Who are the back end doing it? Who are the back end are doing it? DevOps. When you are a DevOps, guys, you are considered to be a full stack engineer. Do you know what we call a full stack engineer? Meaning you engineer both back end and front end. You are considered to be a full stack engineer. Because many of global users, right, around the world always want zero downtime. You think I want to be watching my Netflix channel and then something break? Who here want to do it? Will you feel okay when you're watching something on Netflix and then Netflix something break and then you are unable to do that and then read the whole day?
No, it's frustrating.
What happened the other time when Matt Towson doing Matt Towson fight, right? For some of you that watched that fight, including myself here, you know what was happening to Netflix? The traffic that were going through Netflix, because Netflix was the one sponsoring that. Sometimes when it's low, it freeze because it was broadcasting, the streaming was going on very slow because the amount of traffic that was going through that network. So people were experiencing downtime. And guess what happened? Many people got angry and they unsubscribed from Netflix. But behind the scene, we were maintaining the entire system as a DevOps. We were the one at the back end there maintaining it. deploying update, creating some storage, because the entire Netflix is hosted in the cloud. You understand? So that's one of the use cases of a DevOps engineer. Traditional software release cycle, they were very slow. Update took weeks or months. That is the work of a DevOps. And then we come up with what we call solution, right? When there is a problem, there is a solution. Because you as an engineer, you are considered to be solution developer. Guys, anybody put problem before you as an engineer, when you say you don't know that, I mean you're not an engineer though. You always got to be a solution developer. He said, yes, I will take care of this. Even if you don't know what to do at that point, tell them I will take care of it. That's why engineering, or as an engineer, you oversees like every other careers in a way that doctors depend on engineer, two of us.
What's the question?
Doctor depends on engineer, two of us.
Yeah, of course.
True.
Yeah.
True, right? So can you name me the career that don't depend on engineering?
They say he's selling paper in the market. But once
you depend on engineer though. If you sell paper in the market, you need transportation, right?
I know you're right too. But
Engineer build up. Well, bring your goods.
because everything is engineering now.
Yes.
Yeah, it's always been anywhere.
Like I have one of my friends, he's an engineer, he's one of my friends. He worked at Ford. Ford is a company that produces, the cars, right?
Mm-hmm.
The massive deployment when they're ready to design a new system for the GPS on the Ford stuff. Sometimes you'll be sharing it with me. The engine, all of those stuff. Like the engineers that produce the physical engine, right? But then they want automating all of those logic in it. You understand? You think what made a car to be smart? You think what made Tesla today to be driving on your own? You think that what? It's a software that control that thing. You understand? It doesn't mean that you need to be an engineer that physically working on a car, right? To produce, producing the windows, right? No, but you are a backend engineer because the actual logic that goes on in Tesla, you are the one responsible to maintain that environment, to maintain that technology. You understand? So engineering affects every career, guys. So I look at people that will say, and I'm not doubting anybody's career, but I will just tell you the truth, the honest truth. People say medical doctor pay more. Oh yes, medical doctor pay more, but guess what? You need to have years of experience before you start even making the money that an entry-level DevOps engineer with 2, 3 to 5 years of experience will be making. Go Google it. You'll see it. Nobody can graduate from a nursing school today. Let's say come on to become an RA and start making even $50 per hour. You got to start down the line because if you don't have an experience, nobody can not jump on and pay you $60 per hour. They have to start you with something. So people will be like, okay, but career-wise, our career affects every career because people depend on us. I'm just trying to tell you what you're doing is very prestigious. I love the nurses. I love the doctors. I love everybody's careers. But when it comes to engineering, I don't play with it because it affects every career. The doctor depends on the technology. Like, for instance, Medtronic, right? Look at Medtronic. The surgery that they do today, most of those scanning tools, the images they build, it's the DevOps engineer that programming all of those things. For doctor to get on that iPad and say and prescribe medication for you and go through, he got to hit some buttons, some logic, the application. He got to go in some application and tell you, okay, you need this, you need that. All of those things is the work of technology. So it's very important, that we take this very seriously, especially for development, what we on right now. If you go behind your computer, guys, every day, like 2 hours you get, box it on your computer. even get 1 hour box on your computer, learn something, go and do research because you are about to learn, you into DevOps. All right? You into DevOps. The concept is long. When you get into the actual practical methodology, it is very interesting. All of these things we're talking about, to be creating them. You're going to be working with them. Tools in the Git and GitHub. You're going to be working with GitHub. You're going to be talking about branching strategy. You're going to be creating branches. You'll be like, wow. So this is it. That is it. Nothing but that is it. It's after 10 o'clock. I'm not going to drag your time. Today, tomorrow, next week will be like this. When we finish with this slide, we get into practical. We get into it. Our first practical in DevOps engineering will be what? Git and GitHub.
The video for last week, has it been posted yet? I checked, I didn't find it.
Where did you check?
On the platform here into the portal. It's not there. I went down there and checked down there one of the videos. I didn't see it.
Take a screenshot and send it to me because all of those videos should be there. Take a screenshot and send it to me because all of those videos were uploaded. But I will double check and take care of that tomorrow.
All right, I'll check it out.
Okay. Any question, guys, before we wrap this up?
I don't have a question. I'm okay. They gotta do some reading. That's all.
I thought that everybody here will learn something good for this lecture today, right? So I don't have anything else than to tell you guys have a wonderful weekend. Tomorrow we meet again. We go over this.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. Take care. Hello.